So the difference between the top of the top and the people who don't make it, we just don't quit. I don't think there's any magic formula, and you just do basic, simple things over and over and over, and then one day you become the number one, and everybody wonders. Like, I don't think there's any secret sauce. It's just you doing little things over and over and over, and then you become overnight success. We sell in Cincinnati, Ohio, Midwest area, amazing real estate market, one of the hottest markets in the country. So I'm very blessed to be in Cincinnati, Ohio, and selling here.
That's awesome. What's bringing everyone to Cincinnati?
Cincinnati, first and foremost, is one of the most affordable markets around the country. Very affordable. You can get beautiful home below 400,000, which is impossible around the rest of the country. Also, we have some major corporation. We have Kroger, we have a GE, we have Children's Hospital, and we have Procter and Gamble headquarters. So a lot of move for jobs, and also, it's affordability. We see a lot of people from West and East Coast coming to Cincinnati because it's very affordable.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it. Well, that's awesome. I had no idea actually, so that's really good to know. I'm in Dallas, so we have a lot of people moving here too.
Yeah.
But that's fantastic. Cincinnati just got to deal with a little bit more weather.
Well, it's all relative. I was born and raised in Czechoslovakia, so it's a little colder over there. And before we moved to Cincinnati, I was in Minnesota. So it depends where you're coming from. If you're coming from Dallas, you might think it's cold. But if you're coming from Minnesota, it's like a heat wave. We don't dip below zero very often. So it's all relative.
That's interesting. Okay, so you were born in Czechoslovakia. That's cool. I was actually born in Kiev. I mean, back when it was Soviet Union, but we came when I was two. When did you come to the U.S.?
I was 21. I
Oh
came on a
wow.
run scholarship. I came to run, and here I am,
Oh,
30 years
run like
later.
as in track.
Track and field, yes. I
Oh,
was
that's
not refugee. I was official. I was actually a runner.
amazing. What events did you do?
Mile is my favorite. I still run. I love speed. I'm a long distance sprinter, so that's what I do in my free time. Every morning I go for a run, and then the rest of the day is all good.
Monica, I will tell you, as long as I have lived, I don't understand. I don't get running. I've tried it. I don't get it. But I played football, and I remember I showed up one time because they were like, "We want you to play basketball." So I showed up to the basketball practice, and the coach was like, "Okay, the first thing we're gonna do is run a mile. Any questions?" And I said, "Yeah. How do I get out of this sport? Because I don't want to run."
There is no in between. You either love running or you hate it. I have five
Right.
kids, and some of my kids absolutely hate running, and some are as crazy about it as I am. So, my sister, I only have one sister, and she thought unless somebody's chasing you for life, you don't run. So, she takes your idea on running.
That's what I always say. I had a friend that just posted like I ran, a 20-mile race or whatever it was, and I was like, was someone chasing you? Were the police after you? Like what was going on? No,
Yeah,
that's
no,
amazing though.
because I love it. Nobody's paying me, nobody's chasing me, and it's the highlight of my day. So, you are
No,
the on
that's
one
awesome.
side of running or the other side. So, yeah.
That takes a lot of discipline. All right, so what was your best time in the mile?
I ran around 430s plus or minus in
Wow.
yeah, good old days, long time ago.
Yeah, that's awesome. I could do that on my bike, I think, but
Yeah,
that's
you
amazing.
should be
Well,
able to do it on bike. If not, you need to get a new bike.
yeah, that's right. That's right. So that's so cool. So how did you get into real estate then from your athletic career?
Well, when I graduated from college, I worked for 3M in Minnesota. We were in Minnesota, as I mentioned earlier, and I had an amazing job. Loved everything about 3M, one of the best companies in the world. Just loved everything about 3M. But my husband got us relocated to Cincinnati, and coming from Eastern Europe, I always wanted to learn about real estate because we don't have real estate in Eastern Europe like we do in the US. So I thought, you know, if we moved to Cincinnati, I was going to take 2 years leave of absence because my job was in headquarter. I'm going to get real estate license or financial advisor license. I have MBA in finance, and just kind of dive deep so I can understand it better on personal level so I can help friends and family. Just, hey, I know a little more than the average Joe. Well, getting a financial advisor license was going to take me a little longer, and we were here for only 2 years. So I tell people I took the real estate license as a shortcut because it was quick, 3 months of classes, and then you pass the exam. And as we all know it, the rest is history. I've been selling houses for over 20 years in Cincinnati and loving it. So I think I go to real estate with God's sense of humor, because I would never dare, if we stayed in Minnesota, to leave 3M, because I absolutely love 3M. I absolutely love my job. I love everything about it. And it was God's taking us to Cincinnati and giving me 2 years to just play. And so I got into real estate. Now, my beginning real estate journey was nothing sexy and excited. I sold one house my first year. I made amazing $1,200.
Wow.
And everybody, including my husband, asked me not to do it because being a realtor is very expensive. You pay MLS, you pay for signs, log boxes. It's expensive business to be in if you're not making money. In my first year, I made $1,200. So it cost us more for me to be a realtor than I was bringing home. And I just wanted to stay in it. I really enjoyed it. And then we went from one house to five to 35, and we decided to stay in Cincinnati, never move back to Minnesota. And I've been selling houses here, loving it for about 20 years.
Are you stressed out juggling? Oh, shoot, I really can't juggle. Now my dog's gonna grab all of it. Okay, listen, this video is brought to you by All-Star VAs. Are you stressed out juggling your calendar, your email, all of the tasks you have to do, plus your personal life, which doesn't leave you any time to actually do the stuff that you got into real estate to do, like going on client appointments, negotiating deals, all the fun stuff? Look, if that's you, I have a solution for you. My team of all-star virtual assistants helps me do all of those things so that I can do the stuff that I love doing. And we can install an all-star virtual assistant for you in your business, whether that's an executive assistant, a social media manager to blow up all your accounts, a marketing manager, an inside sales associate, a customer care manager, and plenty of other positions starting as low as $4 an hour. All you got to do is go to allstarvas.com, book a call with our team. We'll tell you all about the program and see if it's a fit for you. All right, back to the video. What an amazing story. Monika, you stole my question. I was going to ask you about your first transaction, but that's so cool. I always love to hear that story because, so many people look at successful agents, and they think, oh, they're an overnight success. But what you don't see is the first deal, the first year of, like you said, making $1,200 and then sticking with it and, continuing to do well. Is your husband from Czechoslovakia also, or is he
No, he's
from?
from Louisiana.
Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. So you guys met here.
Yeah.
Fun. Does he work with you or does he do something different?
No, he works, so he left 3M and he's at Procter and Gamble.
Okay, awesome. All right, sounds good. Monika, 20 years in the business, went from 1,200 all the way to now. So I'm curious, like, what so many agents drop out. We see all these crazy statistics about the industry and stuff like that, and that really actually upsets me because I think it's one of the best businesses you can be in the world. What got you through and really got you to stick around and keep going in real estate, even though, like you said, that first year $1,200, next year only five. Well, not only, but five homes, but you kept going. So what made you stick around?
So I would go back to the mindset of being runner. When you start running, you're not running 4 minute mile or 5 minute mile. You wobbling or jogging a 6, 7 minute mile, and nobody goes at the starting line of marathon or tread meet and races, right? Nobody's good when you first decide I'm going to pursue it. And I think same applies in real estate. My first year, I sold one house, made $1,200. And the majority of agents, we have a big drop off rate. Majority of people quit after 2 years because, if I look at my income within first year, it was pathetic. Like, it was depressing. There was no money coming in. Money was just going out. And being a runner, I knew consistency and hard work will pay off eventually. It's just a matter of time. I kept telling my best friends, I'm going to be the number one agent in Cincinnati. And they were like, good luck. And I'm like, I'm just starting. Like, give me some time and it will happen. I knew it's going to happen if you just do, it's just like running. Nobody sees what you do day in and day out. Everybody just watches you standing on podium getting trophy and medals. Same happens in real estate. Nobody sees what you do day in and day out. Everybody just sees like, oh, she's the number one agent in state of Ohio. Like, it's easy. But there is so much heavy lifting and hard work behind the scene that people don't see. The only people who can relate to what you went through to build business literally from nothing to seven-figure income is your kids and family, because they see you coming home exhausted. emotionally drained, just running around from 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. 7 days a week. People on Friday get excited. It's Friday, and we go, oh, here we go. Monday's my Saturday because Monday slows down a little bit, but it's a mindset that you stick with it and don't quit. A lot of times I train younger agents, and I use the example of mailing. I started doing mailers my first months in the real estate, and I target just one neighborhood because I made no money. I had no money to spend. So I put $200 in mailers in the neighborhood. There was about 250 people. And I literally mailed to that neighborhood for 3 years. And my husband keeps saying, why are you doing it? Like 3 years later, no listing, no client, nothing. For 3 years, every 2 months, I spread it every other month because I had no money. So I didn't do monthly mailer. I did bi-monthly because the budget was so little, not existing. But I mailed to that subdivision for 3 years. After 3 years, I became number one agent in that subdivision. Every time somebody moves, I'm the number one agent they call. But it took 3 years. So I tell people, if I was normal agent anticipating, I'm getting listings after three mailers, I would quit. So the difference between the top of the top and the people who don't make it, we just don't quit. I don't think there's any magic formula, and you just do basic, simple things over and over and over, and then one day you become the number one, and everybody wonders. Like, I don't think there's any secret sauce. It's just you doing little things over and over and over, and then you become overnight success.
That's right. The 20-year overnight success, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing. What a cool story. So, Monica, I'm curious about the mailers, just because that's not a lead generation source I ever use. So I'm always curious about what people do to get business. So, did you do anything in addition to the mailing, or was it just the mailing in that neighborhood?
Nail consistently, but it's consistently same, dropping to same people over and over and over. And we use one example. I sent to my clients magnet calendars. Oh, I have one here. This is last year 2024. Perfect, I'm in the office so you can see. This is little calendar, right? This is 2024. We send it to my clients. This is leftover from 2024. But these little calendars we send to 2,000 clients we have in database every year. So last year, I told my assistant, we've done this for 10 years. And I said, Beth, maybe we don't do it. I don't know if people really care. Like, look at that. Like, it's so silly. So I did not place order. We always place order. It's Magnet USA in November for the calendars to go out in December. So this year, 2024, I said, I don't know. People really care. Like, who cares about Monica's little magnet calendar that you stick on your fridge? January, first week of January comes in, and my phone is blowing up. Did you forget me about calendar? And I'm like, people care. I'm like, these little things mean so much to my clients. They were offended. They didn't get it. So in January, we called Magnet USA, and I said, can I place an order, please? Because little did I know how much my people missed my calendars.
That's amazing. You should have said you didn't get one because you didn't send me a referral. Send me a referral. I'll send you a calendar.
So, instead a friendly reminder, hi, I'm still here. Remember me?
Right.
It's
Right.
hard to track. There is no tracking in place for these calendars. It's not like, hey, I'm sending you my friend because you send me calendar. But when you don't send it,
Right.
we all appreciate stuff when we lose it, when we don't have it. And this calendar this year was a friendly reminder why we do what we do.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, I think in real estate, it's so interesting. The statistics really support, like, you have to be top of mind, when they're ready to buy or sell. So just the little calendar that's up on the fridge, when someone starts talking about buying or selling, you're right there. And so that puts you top of mind, which is fantastic. So, Monica, fast forward 20 years, first year, 1,200 bucks. Fast forward to today. What is your transaction goal and for your business this year?
So last year was the worst year in real estate across the country. I had my best year ever, and I think it's going into every year with a set of goals and knowing this is it's like a running. You set your goal. I'm gonna run a 4 minute mile, and then you work on it day in day out until you hit that goal. And I tell my agents, even if you stretch yourself, like, hey, we're gonna run 4 minutes, and you end up running 4:05, you're still better than the rest of the world around you. So last year, I told my business coach I'm going to hit 40 million, and I hit 42 million. So we went 2 million over the goal. This year we're gonna go over 50 million. That's the goal, to take production to the next level. You set your goal. This is what we're going to do, but then you need to go, what are the daily activity that's going to stretch me from 42 million to 50 million? And that's how you structure your daily operation. So looking at the business for me last year was like, okay, where can we bring additional clientele that we've never, seen before? And so what we did last year in preparation to growing the business was we launched a YouTube channel called Cincinnati Life. And we are heavily recording and posting YouTube videos. And I believe it's, educating consumers on real estate market, because I've done this for 20 years and I feel like I know more about neighborhoods and suburbs and restaurants. So it's not just like, hey, let me sell your house. Let me educate you on the neighborhood you're about to move to. So we launched YouTube channel in October, and we are starting. When we started, we had 7 followers. Just like running, we were running a 10-minute mile, nice and steady. We were posting video a week. I told my assistant, I said, it's pretty expensive for 7 people to watch us. And we went from seven, I think we approaching about 700 people this month. And we've been doing it November, December, January, February. So 4 months, we literally went from 7 followers. I love that, 7. Like, we were joking. I'm like, anybody else who wants to watch my YouTube channel, please, because 7 people, you spend a lot of money and time
Yes.
with recording video. I have an amazing video guy, one of the best. Like, I love my video producer. He's one of the best. And I love working with him. We record every Monday. And we do videos every Monday consistently. And then you have 7 people. You're like, come on, people.
Right.
Your ego gets hurt. But we slowly and steady growing the channel. And in January, we started getting calls from YouTube channel, which is amazing, because this is exactly what we're trying to accomplish. So you look at your business and say, okay, where's untapped opportunity that we have not touched it? Because 90% of my business is referral. You take care of people and they take care of you, and then the business flows. So we're doing more. We're trying to figure out where's the trend in real estate, where we can serve the consumers at the higher scale, because 50 million is quite a big scale. And how do we serve average consumer who doesn't know about us? And that's what we're doing this year. So I'm very excited.
That's awesome, Monica. Congratulations. By the way, don't make fun of a 10-minute mile. Like, I could do that. Don't make fun. No, that's fantastic. So I'm a huge, huge proponent of YouTube. And, I always tell every agent, like, they ask me, what should I do to get business? And I tell them YouTube, number one by far. And so I'm so excited to hear that you're doing that. We will definitely link up your channel so everyone can check you out and see your videos. And what type of, I'm curious, and I'll check out the channel, of course, what type of videos are you currently making on the channel?
So, like I said, I believe in giving back, whether we get, client or not from it. I'm doing more kind of like, being in business for 20 years, we know so much and we take it for granted. Me being from Eastern Europe, I always tell people it's like me going to doctor office. They use language I don't understand because it's so different. Like, I'm really good with my business vocabulary, but not medical. So when they start
Yeah.
throwing terms, you're like, can I have a Google translator? So that's how I feel with the real estate. We're throwing these terms, VA loan, appraisal gap, and people are like, what in the world are you referring to? So we're doing a lot of educational videos to narrow that gap between what we know and what consumer knows and understands. A lot of people don't understand, different neighborhoods. They so stuck on specific neighborhood, but their budget does not allow them to move into it. So then what they do, they quit instead of exploring other options, because real estate is still one of the best investments you can possibly make in your life. So instead of saying, if I can't live here, I'm not doing it, I'm just going to rent for the rest of my life, let me show you other alternative options where we see 15% appreciation year to date, where your house value could appreciate 15%. So we're kind of doing educational videos. And if you move to this neighborhood, a lot of people want to know, okay, if I move to Milford, what do I get in Milford? Like, is there a brewery, restaurant, schools, parks, recreation? What else? Because it's a lifestyle. It's not just buying and selling home. I'm a runner. My 2 criteria is buying a home. I have to be close to track because I run on the track, and I have to be close to the park because I run in park every day. So when I look at the house is good, but if I'm not close to the track and park, it just won't work for me. And I use that as example because everybody has their must have, and it's not just the house. Some people want to be close to work. Some people want to be close to gyms. Some people go to breweries or restaurants or theaters. Like everybody's needs and wants are different. So we're doing education on neighborhoods. So if you buy here, this is what you can expect living there. This is how far it's going to be your community if you work downtown Cincinnati, because we have a lot of amazing suburbs north of Cincinnati, and just giving people options to make a good educated decision.
Amazing. That's fantastic. I will definitely check out the channel because, like I said, I love YouTube. I've had different channels. This one is a really fun one. I did one in Dallas when we moved here, but not to sell real estate, just for fun, to show agents like you can do this. And so we did really well with that channel. It's not something I pursue, but I had my 10-year-old as my videographer, and we had a lot of fun with it and did some videos. We got a couple of our neighborhood and home tours up to like 40, 50,000 views. So we did pretty. It was fun.
What I want. That's exactly what we're hoping to get. And my boys play soccer in Spain. So my 13 years old is overseas in Valencia playing soccer.
Wow.
And so when I go to Valencia, I always go to YouTube because it's like, okay, where do you go to find good restaurants, good hotels? What else can you do? Because I'm not
That's
from
right.
Valencia, right? I use myself YouTube as education channel. When I go there, I want to be prepared because I go for short amount of time. So I want to know, okay, what are the good restaurants? What are the good spas? What are the good hotels? What's the proximity to the water, to the downtown area? Because you have a couple options. You can stay right on the water, or you can stay downtown Valencia, depending on your preference, right? But YouTube channel is where I get my information. Going there on a monthly basis, I'm like, okay, if I as a consumer am looking at Valencia through YouTube channel, why couldn't we have consumer coming to Cincinnati who does not know Cincinnati, look at Cincinnati on the same perspective? What are good hotels to stay in, what are good things to do around Cincinnati if you're not from Cincinnati?
Yeah, amazing. That's so cool. So, Monica, I'm big on systems and leverage, and growing a real business out of real estate because, like I said, I think it's one of the best ones. I'd love to hear. Could you tell us a little bit about kind of your setup now, as far as do you have a team? Do you work on your own? And then what kind of staff you have, and how the makeup of your business looks structure wise.
Yes, so I'm individual agent. I do have a full-time assistant, and I have agent who helps me from time to time to show the houses. We use database because we do a lot of automation. We drip a lot of emails, updates on the market, mortgage rates, whatever people need. If we have a promotion on security system, I just drop, hey guys, if you're looking for, adding security system to your home, check out this, concierge services if you want to have it. If not, great. So we're using being with EXP. We're using KB Core, which is a very robust system. But the blessing is once you spend enough time and energy setting it out, it goes on automation. So majority of our clients are in KB Core, and we're dripping. Hey, the mortgage rates are dropping. There's always update, and then we send the values. We do a lot of mailers, like you said. I'm probably still old school, but as a consumer, I would love to know what's the value of my home. So we send mailers to our clients on a regular basis. Hey, by the way, I know we bought a house 4 years ago. Today, the value of your house went up, $58,000. If you're considering to move, or somebody else who wants to move, let's connect. So we constantly keeping our consumers updated on the value of the market, what's happening in the neighborhood, and we do it through automation, through KB Core. It's email drip campaign, and then we also do the mailer. So we do both schools, automation, and hand holding, but 99% of my business is referral. I love my clients. They become my family. I literally talk to at least 10 clients every day consistently. Like I always call somebody, and people go in alphabetical order. I just go whoever comes to my mind. I'm like, oh, I haven't talked to them for a while. Or I see something on Facebook, somebody's having babies, somebody kid is graduating from high school. So I like to talk to my people. It's just like, we're in a human business, and I love my human interaction with my clients. So majority of our business is natural. It's referrals because we constantly talking to our clients. We know what's happening in their life, whether it's wedding, death, baby, graduation, the life-changing events. Um, it's always good to be in touch with your clients.
Oh, 100%. So, Monica, you said something just now that's interesting. You talk to 10 clients a day. Is that on the phone, text message, email? When you say talk, what do you actually mean?
Phone. I call them and hey John, just checking to see how's everything going. I saw kid is graduating from the high school. Which college are we going to? It just instead of like, hey John, are you thinking we're gonna sell house this year? It's just like, hey John, I saw your son is graduating from high school this year. Which college is he going to? Is he gonna be playing football, soccer? My kids are athletes, so I'm always in that soccer, track and field arena. So a lot of my clients come from that space, and a lot of these kids get scholarship. They go to the college playing soccer, running tracks. Yeah, it's just talking to people. I just like touching base with clients. If I don't get them, I just leave a message and text them, hey, thinking about you, call me whenever it's good for you, no rush.
I love it, Monica. What a great approach. And then, do you, in that conversation, do you ask for referrals or about real estate, or it's just a kind of casual, natural conversation?
It's very casual, but being in real estate, everybody wants to talk real estate. They go, "How is the market?" Well, I'm glad you asked. The market is up in 10%, 7% in your neighborhood. Houses are selling in less than 24 hours. And I think the biggest downfall of every real estate agent, they don't know the data. They don't know what's happening in the market. So when I talk to my clients, they go, "How's market?" Well, I know that in John's neighborhood, houses are selling in less than 12 hours with the average sold price being 102% of list price. Like, you got to know your data. The average price, John, in your neighborhood last month was 850,000 houses selling in less than 24 hours. There's not a single home standing on the market today. So if you know anybody, your neighbors, your friends who want to move, let's connect. And then I just leave it. But it's usually I don't go, hey, if you know anybody or you want to sell, people go, how's the market? Everybody wants to know how's the market. And when you provide value, this is your neighborhood, this is what's happening. If you know anybody, let's connect. Connect me with your neighbors and we'll make it happen. There's not a single home standing on the market today.
Monica, it's interesting. As I talk to top agents all the time, and I used to coach agents, for a different company and stuff. It's amazing the consistency of top agents saying, you got to know your stats, you got to know your market, and then you ask a new agent, like, hey, what are the statistics? And they don't know. So that's a definite theme that, for those of you watching this or listening to it, like, that's so important to do. And every top agent will back that up. In fact, I've yet to talk to a top agent who doesn't say, like, you got to know.
Oh, you have to. That's your job. Like you go to doctor's office, you need to know description of every disease. What is it? Like, we got to know description of every market. This is what's happening in this market. And then even
Right.
better, you can, have a good mortgage person behind you, knowing, okay, if you buy $1 million home, on average with 20% down, you're looking at 7,500 a month. It just takes your skills and knowledge to the next level because people pay us very well, but they expect some value in return. So you got to know your stuff.
Definitely. So, Monica, let me ask you a question. So you're going to do 50 million in sales, solo agent. You have an assistant. You said you have one agent that you work with sometimes, but it sounds like to me, you're kind of doing most of the things in your business as far as you're talking to the clients, then you're going on appointments. How do you fit all of that in?
I do love this business. I do love my people. So I work, like, I literally work every day. When new agents come in the business, they go, I don't think I'm going to make it. I'm like, how many hours a day do you work on your business? They go 2, 3 hours. I'm like, you can't even be part-time. Like, you can't even work for Chick-fil-A on 2 hours a day. Like, you cannot run successful real estate business on 2 hours a day. For me, real estate is like running. It's a passion. I don't feel like I work. I'm constantly looking at real estate news. What's happening in the real estate market around the country? What's happening with the mortgage? What's happening in each individual market we're servicing? So it's not just like, hey, let's go on listing appointment. Let's meet with the buyers. It's constantly educating and elevating your knowledge so you can serve consumers. So I do work, but people know if that you care, and I think that's the most important thing. People know they can call me whenever they need. I answer my calls, and I answer my calls until 10 o'clock at night because I want, we work with a lot of surgeons and they cannot talk to us during the business hours. They're cutting people and saving lives, which is more important than buying houses. So you need to be available when they need you. I don't don't think it's as difficult as we make it. It's just you have to decide what is the most important thing in your business for you and your clients. And for me, it's serving people.
I love it, Monica. I mean, it's so cool to me to see how passionate you are about the business. That's definitely infectious, and I can tell. If I were a client or a potential client, like it would be awesome to work with you because of how passionate and excited you are. So, a question for you on that: is that something you were naturally born with, or did you learn that in business?
I think we are so blessed in this country to be able to help people fulfill the American dream. There are so many parts of the world. I mean, look at Ukraine. You can't be selling the real estate with the recent political situation. So I feel so blessed and grateful that I can serve people in the United States every day buying and selling real estate, which is one of the largest assets we all have. And that's why I feel like it's my moral obligation to be educated, to provide value, and to hold people every step along the way because we know so much that we can give back and serve these people.
Amazing, Monica. It's so cool. All right, so if someone were to look at your business now, they'd be like, "Hey, Monica's crushing it. 50 million, top producer, winning awards and stuff like that." But I know that everyone's always going through some sort of challenge or obstacle or something in their business they're trying to overcome. What is that thing for you that you're really trying to grow or improve, or a challenge that you're working on right now?
Well, there's always room to improve. I think once you become too proud of your accomplishments, the business declines. So I'm always looking, how can we grow? My kids are 24 years old, and I said, I'm starting YouTube channel. They go, Mom, but you have to put yourself out there. And, a lot of agents don't want to do videos. They don't want to do social media, but that's where the future business is going to come from. So I'm always learning. I'm always looking and exploring my social media presence, trying to figure out how I can capture that part of the clientele that doesn't know me and I don't know them. So I wake up every morning and saying, how can I capture these people clicking on social media so they call me when the time comes and they're ready to purchase their first home? How do I capture audience, through providing value through social media? Because 99% of my business to this day has been based on referrals. So now we're going, okay, how do we scale it to the next level? And how do we attract strangers who feel comfortable to trust us?
I love it, Monica. Yeah, well, you're in the right place. I'm telling you, I think YouTube, like I said, if I had to pick one thing, it's a little longer term, but like you said, you're already getting calls, and that'll just continue to grow as you do more videos, and then you'll also be famous, and then your kids will say, "My mom's famous on YouTube."
I think my kids will be famous before me, but
You'll have to
I'm
start signing autographs in
good
Cincinnati
with
when
that.
you go outside. So, Monica, here's an interesting question for you. We have obviously a lot of new agents always coming in the business, and I'm on calls all the time where they're like, "What do I do? What do I do?" So, here's a fun one for you. If I took you and I brought you over here to Dallas, Texas, where I live, and you didn't know anyone, you didn't have that database, and you didn't have the 20 years of experience, but you have your license, what would you do in those first 30, 60, 90 days to get business?
Just to get to know people. It's who you know. When I moved to Cincinnati, I knew nobody. My first client was the girl from Switzerland, Bia. They moved back home, and we met in preschool. Dropping kids in preschool, and we would go to the park, and I would tell everyone I could touch. Remember, I'm in real estate business. I just got my real estate license. I'm so excited. So a lot of times agents are too intimidated. They become secret agents. They real estate like agents, but nobody knows. I pick up clients going to Kroger, picking up deli. People are cutting my ham or salami, and we're talking about real estate. How's the market? Because all my deli people know I'm a realtor. They're cutting my deli, and we're talking about real estate market. So do not be afraid to promote yourself because unfortunately that's the best PR you can have. You have to promote yourself, and people around you have to know this is what you do. Like if you're a cardiologist or surgeon, everybody knows you in surgery, you're a doctor. Why are we afraid to promote? We are in real estate business serving people to fulfill the American dream.
I mean, Monica, it's interesting how you simplify it, but at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. I was just talking to an agent the other day, and I asked her because she was like, "How do I get business?" And I'm like, "Well, like, who do you talk to on a daily basis?" And she was like, "I go here, I go here, I go there." I'm like, "Do any of them know you're in real estate?" Like
Yeah.
if you don't tell anyone, they're not going to know. And so like I said, you're simplifying the process, but at the core of it is just talking to people every day, right?
And if you're afraid to approach strangers, what I did when my kids were cute and little, now they 20s, they're still cute, but it was cuter when they were 2 and 3 and 4, right?
Right.
Uh, when they were cute, I would order. You can order T-shirts for $7, like it will not break your bank, and put real estate, EXP, like dress head to toe. You can have a cap with the realtor license plate. I put magnets on my cars, like people honk on the highway because I have my real estate, on the side of my car. So you can promote yourself if you're not bold enough to say, hello, I'm your real estate agent. Dress your children head to toe. I have a Starbucks mug, but I do have my EXP real estate Stanley cup that I carry around with my water everywhere I go, right? Like you can just put your cup in Panera you're working, and it's pretty bold saying you're the realtor because it says right there, realtor, right? So you don't even have to be bold and approach people. Your outfit, your cups, your car can speak the volume. I mean, it's pens, like you name it. There's so many promotional items, but you can dress head to toe, in real estate, EXP, realtor. I had, when I go to gym, we had a big EXP convention and they were selling EXP, sweatshirt, t-shirts, luxury. And I pick up luxury t-shirts. And the girlfriend of mine from Miami, she said, why are you buying these shirts? And I said, when you go to gym and it says luxury real estate, it screams at people. Whether you want or not, I have my luxury real estate EXP every day I'm in the gym. So, I mean, it's very, if people want to know what I do, it's right there.
I love it, Monica. I mean, that's it's such great practical advice, because then everyone sees you and it's branding. I used to have an agent on my team when I lived in LA. He used to go to Starbucks every day. This is all he did. He went to Starbucks and he would dress, like you said, in all real estate gear. And then he had a sign like on his laptop that said, "I'm a realtor, ask me anything." And that's how he got all his business. He would say at least 10 times a day. People would come up and they would just, hey, like, I got a question for you, right? Because people, like you said, people are interested in real estate. And if you just put it out there that you're in real estate, you're going to get business.
Yeah. And how many parties do you go every night or every year? I mean, when people find out you're a realtor, you're the center of the attention. Everybody talks to you about real estate. Everybody wants to know because it affects the largest assets they all have. So when you go to social events, I mean, once people know you're real estate, like this is my phone.
Oh, awesome. I love that.
EXP agent. Like, if I just pull my phone out, people go, oh, you an agent?
Yeah,
Yeah, I am. It's right there. That was my kid's Christmas present.
I love it. I love
I
it,
treat
Monica.
it well. Even my kids now think, okay, what can we get mom that says real estate agent?
Perfect. Yeah, because then you can get more business and it's good for them.
It comes back, right?
That's awesome, Monica. I love it. Well, Monica, question for you here. If you had to give some last parting words of advice for our budding real estate agents who are watching this and trying to grow their business, what would it be?
Just don't quit. Perseverance. I mean, you have good months, bad months, but it's how you deal with the roller coaster up and down, and the difference between the best and the rest. It's the best don't quit. They just ride it, through good, bad. 2008 was my best year. Everybody was complaining. Like last year, I told my coach, I'm going to have my best year. And he's like, why? And I said, look at the media. Everybody's bitching. Everybody's complaining. It's the worst real estate market in the history. And I'm like, your attitude is contagious. When you go to the client and they go, how's real estate? And you go, oh my gosh, it's doomy gloomy. It's the worst market. Who's going to want to work with you? I wouldn't. I'm sorry.
That's right.
I don't like negativity in my life in general. So if you're a negative person, your chances of getting my business are pretty slim. So your goal as a real estate person is to provide value, provide people with education. Real estate market is amazing. It's just how you look at it. So I think it's your attitude, how you present yourself when people ask how's the real estate market. And in 2008 and in 2024, which were the worst markets that I've been into, my business were at the top of the top. And it's because I would go on listings, I would go with the buyers, and I said, I understand you watching the news, turn it off. let's look at the local market because we are super local focused, and what they're promoting on the news could be very different here in Mason, in Westchester, whatever market we're servicing. So let's just see what's on the market. Let's see what excites you, and let's get it done.
100%. I couldn't agree with you more. I was gonna let you go, but I can't gloss over something you've said a couple times. So you've mentioned a couple times your coach, your business coach, right? So I'd love to hear about that. Like, how is that relationship, and why do you have a coach, and just kind of to what extent do you attribute your success to your coaching relationship that you have?
And I didn't have coach until I came to EXP, and I was with Remax for 17 years. Loved every minute of Remax. And when I came to, I was number one Remax agent in the state of Ohio for a long time, almost 10 years. And I was selling 100 houses a year, and then I come to EXP, and I felt like I was a big time. I was number one Remax agent in state of Ohio, and then I come to EXP. And I have been blessed. I have been number one EXP agent in state of Ohio for 4 years, going on my fifth year. But selling 100 houses a year at Remax was a big accomplishment. Coming to EXP, I was back to kindergarten level. Agents around me are selling 500, 700. That's why I love EXP, because you think you're big, you come to EXP, and there are people who are going to pull you to the next level. Me being, professional runner at one point in my running life, back to my running where we started. At one point, I was 17, and I pretty much outran every girl I trained with, and I would win, races by quite a bit. The coach said, I need to move you over to train with the guys because they're going to kick your ass and take you to the next level. And that's how I feel about EXP. You come to EXP and you think, okay, I'm selling 100, 200 houses a year. And then you come here and there are agents selling 500, 700, and you're like, how in the world is this humanly possible? So I reach out to these agents and I'm like, how are you doing it? And they go, do you have a coach? And I'm like, well, no. And they're like, well, you need somebody who's going to like kick your butt and take you to the next level. So every top producer agent in EXP who is at that 500, 700 houses a year, they have coach, they have somebody, and it's not like telling you what you do day in and day out, just like weekly or bi-weekly checking in. How you doing? Are you meeting your goals? Because it's hard to look somebody face to face and say, no, I'm slacking, no, I haven't made a call. It's easier to have a pity party with yourself versus looking at somebody's face. So learning from the best, the blessing of EXP, there are people pulling you to the next level, and they're showing you this is how we do it. And that's why I love EXP, and that's why at EXP we have so many coaches who literally invest in people like myself and younger generations of agents, and helping us to go to the next level. The resources, the training, the accountability, and just sharing the best practices is unreal. And I think that's why when I came to EXP, I decided to reach out to the coach, and we've been working, once a week. It's a quick check-in. How is business? What can I help you with? It's just taking me to the next level that I think, if you truly like, you cannot go to Olympics without coach. I know you're good, but you know that, like, it's that marginal difference between the average and the best. And I tell my agents, it's investing in your business. Having coach is investment in your business that pays back 10x back.
Monica, it's interesting as an athlete, obviously, and I play sports as well. Like, we understand the value of coaching. Like, I always tell people, listen, Michael Jordan, every top athlete had a coach,
Yeah.
and we're no different. You need that accountability. I mean, if you wanted to go to the gym, you're going to do better with a trainer, and it's really the same thing in real estate. So I definitely commend you for that, and couldn't agree with you more. Yeah, it's awesome. Well, Monica, this has been such a pleasure, and I love your infectious energy and positive attitude. And I know that you're doing such an amazing job. Congratulations on all of your success, and thanks for everything that you've shared with the audience today. And of course, I want to remind everyone that when you go to Cincinnati, Ohio, Monica is your agent for sure. We'll link all of your stuff down below so everyone can check it out as well. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us. I appreciate you. Cheers.